Thank you so much for being with us. And everybody here in the Twin Cities knows this guy. He is a fan favorite of the Minnesota Vikings. Thank you so much for being with us. Twin Cities, we're talking to Ahmad Rasha. We're talking about Tug of Words, which airs 3:30 on the Game Show Network here in the Twin Cities. Ahmad, tell us about the show.
It's a word game. It's a word game where they have three-letter words. They give you you change one of the letters in the word to get the answer to the question. And it starts out relatively simple. It gets a little bit harder as it goes along, and it just is funny the entire time. People come up with some of the silliest answers to some of these questions that I couldn't keep a straight face. It just was hilarious. Or they would just grunt. It's one of those things that goes to show you when you're at home playing the game, it's a lot easier than if you're on television with a camera in front of you and an audience out there to come up with that answer real quick while they're timing you. So we tried to have as much fun as possible because I don't do anything unless it's fun. And I just had a great time. I look forward to every single show, and every one of them is exciting. And just to watch the people have fun and bounce and laugh, it was just a great time.
And you've done so much in your career. I mean, we talked about the NFL factor, and then also Emmy winner, TV broadcaster, and now game show host. What drew you to this? And it sounds like the fun factor is what drew you to it. But what drew you to this? And tell us about some of the fun things that came about throughout shooting this show.
Well, it was one of those things that came at the perfect time. I did a game show 20, 30 years ago called Caesar's Challenge. And that was like in the middle of a lot of other things that I was doing at that time. This came, at one of those things where, you sort of considered it was like, what, that would be fun to do that. I'd really have a great time doing that. So when I went out and we started taping the shows, immediately it was almost like, how you go over to the neighbor's house and you have a night where you guys play some kind of charades or some kind of crazy game like that. And it becomes so much fun. And you see different parts of personalities of people that you really know that you didn't really know that they had that inside of them. So this is kind of the same thing that happens on this show, that people come out and they were shocked with some of the answers they come up with. But the bottom line and the most important thing was the fun. It was, I just totally enjoyed it. And it was like that. It's like, hey, come on over to my house. We're going to play like a game. We're going to have a great time.
Sounds great. And like I said, we can't have you on the show without talking about the Vikings. I mean, maybe not this season, but let's talk about some good times like 1980, because one thing that I've seen over and over, and even like when I was a kid, and I've been a season ticket holder now since 1991, so I definitely know my Vikings. I've seen you there. Ring of Honor, congratulations on that. That catch in 1980, tell me what went through your head, because that's iconic. One of the best catches in NFL history. Definitely one of the best Vikings catches in history. You guys are trying to win the NFC Championship, I believe, the NFC Central, and it's like 6 seconds left on the clock. You had just done a hook and ladder play to get to where you are. Tell me about that last play. What was going through your head, and could you believe that it happened? Tell me about that moment, like the big catch against the Browns in 1980.
Yeah, one of the things is I didn't practice the week before because I had a bad knee, so I didn't know anything about that hook and ladder play. I mean, it just surprised me as much as it surprised the other team, because in the huddle, Tommy Kramer called the play, and it was satellite right or something like, I don't remember what the name of it was. And so I took off running as if they were going to throw the Hail Mary on that play. And then when I heard the fans cheering, I thought the ball was in the air, so I started looking around to see if they, where the ball was. And then next thing I know, I see Teddy Brown running out of bounds on the other side. So then we come back in the huddle, Kramer calls the same play again. He goes, same play. Now, does that mean you're going to throw that over there to what is the same, same play? So then I just figured I'm just going to take off and run down the other end and make the catch. We're going to win the game. It was never a doubt. It never surprised me. It was something that I was attempting to do. So, it was so exciting, to win that game and win our division and go to the playoffs. And it's one of those things that you'll never, ever forget. And you keep seeing it over and over. And I took my daughter up there when I got in the Ring of Honor, and I took her over to the mall to show her where the catch was made. She couldn't figure out what I was even talking about. I kept saying there was a stadium right here, and the catch was right here. She's going, Dad, what are you talking about? I said, okay, the people in Minnesota remember.
Absolutely. We remember all the time. I was just at a game this year against the Browns, and they were at the new stadium, and they were playing the highlights of that, and people were going crazy. So thank you so much for those for those memories. You're definitely one of my favorite Vikings of all time, and hopefully we'll have some better seasons coming up here in the future, and have you back maybe for a Super Bowl party or something. But Ahmad, I know you got a heart out. I got to let you go, but thank you so much for being with us. I'd love to talk to you more in the future. Twin Cities, check out Ahmad Rasha. He's going to be hosting Tug of Words, 3:30 on the Game Show Network weekdays. Thanks, Ahmad.
Oh, you're very welcome. School.
Absolutely.